Okay, welcome again to the Oasis Cafe at Renfield St Stephen's Church. I'm here with Dennis Curran from Loaves and Fishes Food Banks. This is the second part of today's report. Dennis, good to see you again. We had a bit of a false start there, but hopefully everything's okay now.
No problem.
So could you maybe tell us a little bit about why we're here at Oasis?
Well, we're here tonight. This is all people in here coming from a homeless background. Most of them have got a home now, but they're not capable of cooking meals properly or eating properly. You know, it's anything they can stick in a pot type of thing, like, you know, out of a packet or out of a tin. When they come in here and it doesn't cost them anything. We pay the meal, the chefs make the meal in here. So the night they had chicken stuffed with haggis and wrapped in bacon, along with a kind of jam, cake, custard, tea and their coffee. If we do this 3 days a week, as I said, you know, Monday, Wednesday and Thursday, we're only on about an hour. I start at 6 sharp and we're finishing up in an hour, you know.
Is it okay if I plan round? Because I'm... Okay, so most people have actually left now. Yeah, so... sorry.
But they're all, most of them are heading home now, or maybe on to something else. A few of them are off to a church meeting and that type of thing. You know, doing this, we don't allow people in drunk. We don't allow them in full of drugs. The whole idea they set up here is to try and help people back onto normal living again. People say that's a bit hard. They'll end up turning up drunk. They'll be given something to take away, but they'll not get access to the restaurant or the cafe. And if you think about it, if you go out for a meal and you go out with your wife and you turn up drunk, you're not getting into the restaurant.
So you're careful who you let in. I mean,
basically, this is it. You've got to be, you know, and try as much as possible. We've got a lot of people in here that's coming off the drinking drugs, and it wouldn't be fair to them letting somebody in for other stuff, you know. It goes to create problems. And then, thankfully, we don't have what we do, you know, and it's helped a lot of them to really settle down, go on to another part of life, which they thought they had lost, you know. There's people left here and they've managed to get a job and all that, you know, so... And when if they get a job, we say to them, come back in, don't just think because you've started a job you can't come. Because it takes a wee while before the wages start. Maybe coming in or they start getting used to getting money. I said, well, come here, get your meal free, and then you can gradually build up a wee bit of money if you want to do something, you know. Is that not what life's about? Give people a chance, not just saying, oh, we've fed you, you've got your job now, cheerio. Just to encourage them, keep them going, you know. And there's a lot of laughter in here. It's certainly not doing good. You can hear the buzz now, you know, and they're nearly all gone, you know. Especially this is the first night back and they were all hyper. They all want to speak to my wife Kathy, you know, they think she's the bee's knees. And to a lot of the guys she's like a mother, you know, and to some of the women too, you know, they'll come up to other problems. And, I've learned on the night, you know, normally she ends up with a wee sing song and I can't get them out, you know what I mean? We've got to remember the staff's got to get home, you know. But we pay the meal of $7.50 a head. And the night it was quiet, normally is just starting back. We can feed up to 40 a night. Sometimes it's 20. You can't, there's nothing that you can put there. There'll be X amount on. You know, we normally get a nice wee crowd, you know. The most important thing is they're enjoying it. They've enjoyed the meal. And that's what we started off feeding in the street, as I said earlier on the day. It moved into this. I always wanted to be able to take people inside. Never believed feeling the street. We feed people in the street, I feel that's where they're going to stay. Yeah. It's not right. People are worth more than give them tea and a sandwich standing in the street. And a night like this, freezing cold, rain on and off. So you've got a polystyrene cup of soup getting topped up all the time with rain, you know, so it's really tasty. You know? They come in here and they've sat down and they get a table to sit at themselves or they can sit with their friends, you know. It's good. It really is good. It all comes from donations that people make. people make the donations. We've been doing this for a lot of years, you know. And,
where can they make donations, Dennis?
They can make donations at all, you know. We've got, it's mostly all comes from individuals, and we've got PayPal. You can pick it up on our website, you know. Don't ask me what that is, www.loavesandfishes.com.
You can
Google Loaves and Fishes East Kilbride and you'll get it. I'm not technically minded, I don't pay a lot of attention to that. Maybe I should, but I don't. I'm more interested in the people. The people attract me, you know. I've made a lot of lovely friends in here. You know, there's a lady came, she just left tonight. Her son's got autism. And we sent him up a wee gift at Christmas, and he thought that was nice. And he went away out himself and bought Cathy and I a wee gift, and I got a pair of socks, and Cathy got a scarf or something like that, you know. And it shows you you're affecting people. You're not doing it to get things back. They're wanting to do that. So it's making them, oh, they're my pals, they're my friends. I know what friends do. Yeah, you know, you become more sociable. And that's what it is. A lot of them are lost. Like when we first started this, they really all wanted a table to themselves, which we can't do. They didn't want to sit with anybody. They didn't want to talk to anybody. No, they were their wee friends, they sit next to one another, and that's it, you know. So it's been really good right along. And we got a couple in here tonight, and through the charity they get married, they get married, and you know,
it's a beautiful story.
They got lovely wee house now, you know, and life's gotten good for them. And so we're doing something right. And the people that's donating, sadly they don't get. I'm a very lucky man. I get to meet the people that donates. I get to see the people that receives. So therefore I get to know the difference a donation makes. And if someday, a wee thing I do when I'm at school with kids, I'll hand up maybe a tin of soup and I'll say, what's that? I'll shout it's soup, it's Heinz and it's Bachelor's. I say, what else is it? I say, right, we'll put that down and I'll pick up a packet of cereal. I'll say, what's that? It's a cereal, it's a breakfast. What is it? We put that down. I pick back up the tin of soup. And I say, that's a tin of hope. Because I'm going to people's houses and they've got nothing. We're giving them hope that tomorrow's going to be different. When I pick up the cereal, I say, that's a packet of love. Because yous have given this not looking for anything in return. And that's love. And these things, hope and love, they're going to people that's nearly lost hope and don't know love. So you're building everything. It's not just, if somebody gives me a tin of soup, it's a tin of soup I didn't have. You know, it all goes together, it all goes to build up the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is the people that comes to the service. To use my service. And that's what it's about, making sure they're alright. Making sure that they're okay. And we've got a man of 84 comes here. Well, I think he's 86 now. And Robert, you know, and he's in love with Cathy, you know. He's always winding me up, you know, he's running about chasing about that, you know. And lovely old gentleman. But this has given him a whole new lease life. And he stays himself. He's never got married. His sister stays in Canada, you know. He got a lovely letter for his sister. Thank us for looking after him and all that, you know. It's the people at the donate that's looking after him. They're the people that makes it possible. And sadly they don't get to see the difference it makes. And without people's help, good night, without people's help, we can't do it. Aye, we can't do it. You know, you can't come in here with any money and order a meal. We've been doing this for a number of years now, you know. We've been doing it for about 2004 or something like that.
Dennis, you know, I didn't even realise you did this. I thought it was just the food banks.
A lot of people think that, you know.
But
this is
how you started, wasn't it?
It started for feeding the street.
Yeah.
And I never liked that. I always had the vision of moving in, take them inside, take them into the warmth, and you get a chance to touch them. And this has been the best thing we've ever done. I would hope that this would continue, because you're always going to... Homelessness is different for food banks. Homelessness comes with people that's maybe getting up, lost a loved one, all sorts of reasons, and they opt out, and this helps to bring them back into society. It makes them in here the night with a wee house, but they don't know how. A lot of them have lost the ability to cook, and if it is up to your cooking, something they can take out of a tin, a couple of minutes. Whereas they come in here, sit down, this is their big night out. We have 2 meals a year in here, one in June and one at Christmas. Christmas when Stephen Naismith pays for it for us. And the payment I say to them is, nothing in this world is free. There's a payment for everything. So basically my payment is the day they work at a day. Their payment in these 2 meals is to come with a shirt and tie. And if they don't have a shirt and tie, and he said, you've not got a shirt and tie, just tell me and we'll get you a shirt and tie. And it works. It encourages them to get tidy. You don't get tidied up and all dressed up to stand in the street at a soup van, pouring a rain. But they'll get tidied up to come in here. And some of the women that come here, they save up their coppers to buy something nice for that night. And it's astounding, really. And there's a buzz about the place. It's exciting. It really is, They're all happy. They're all doing something. They're living like normal people. And they maybe enjoy it more than you and I do, because we can go and do it. They can't. They're waiting in that time. So it's been really, people's donations have really been fantastic. I really prefer they didn't need to come here, But sadly, some of them have got to, and I'm glad to see them. Always nice to see them coming in with a wee bit of banter and that, and I'll wind them up with talking about khaki and that type of thing, and get a bit of laughter going,
There'll always be a need to feed people, because there'll always be an element of society.
There'll always be an element. You'll always have homelessness.
Yeah.
That'll never. But you don't need the amount we've got,
Yeah, we've moved beyond.
We've moved beyond
that, far beyond that.
Sadly, the people, the majority, maybe somebody can prove me wrong, I hardly think so. The majority of people that's living in the street has been caused by government policies, cutting benefits. I don't know the price rate, but in East Kilbride the rent's around about £200 odd. Your benefit gets cut and you're no longer getting help with that. How do you pay the £200 and 70 quid a week? It can't be done. It's impossible. Why are these people angry? Well, you go for something to eat. We got a phone call the other day there, and it was an elderly gentleman asking if we could help him. He couldn't go out of the house, and he'd been eating out of date food. And I hear all these wonderful stories about, I used to get fed out of date stuff. Well, when I was a kid, I can remember my dad getting the tins and putting dross into the tins and putting them on the fire, and we would go to the cinema and come back, and the fire would be red hot with his dross. Can't do that with a modern tin, because a modern tin hasn't got the thickness. You couldn't bash an old tin, you'd be standing and tap it to there, or hit it with a hammer. Now you can bend that tin with the food in it. That's how Popeye did it, I think, they took that for that. There's nothing in them, so food doesn't last the exact same way. And come on, if I'm living the way I'm living, other people are entitled to that and all. Because somebody's down doesn't mean you say you have to give them a boot. You're supposed to be helping them up. I was brought up to believe that the people that can should be doing for the people that can't. It's easy to look at the streets. We look at him begging. It's a bit harder to go beyond that and say, I wonder why he's begging, I wonder what the cause is. Because there's always a cause. Always a cause. And there, but for the grace of God, go I. And everybody else. And especially in today's setup, they reckon that everybody's only one pay packet away from being homeless.
Absolutely.
you know, and
or one injury away from
one injury,
having to go to the DWP and
it's sick, you know, and
benefits, sanctions and all that.
You don't know. I mean, thankfully, when I took ill, I was involved in Loaves and Fishes. And I walk with the 2 sticks now, but I didn't need. You didn't have the same problem as you've got now. You had a bit of the care. I've lost all that. You know, you listen to some of the stories in here and unbelievable. I mean, you hear some nights crying when they get into telling you what their life's like, you know. Really like what they're going through. Especially when somebody comes in and tells you they've been sanctioned. And you hear the reason they've been sanctioned. It's
frightening.
Somebody's got to have a right hard look at this.
I mean, this is all politically motivated.
Oh,
and
without a doubt, nobody can shake can because it's a government policy to cut the benefits. There's a government policy to bring in sanctions. So if you get sanctioned, you can't pay your rent. You can't pay your rent, you lose your house very, very quickly, especially if you're dealing with a landlord. You know, and it's as simple as that.
Dennis, on the subject of politics, you had a visitor, the Secretary of State of Scotland.
That was a couple of years ago. His answer to it always, it wasn't right. At the end of the day, I brought him, and I've got to be honest with you, I'm not here to tell lies. When I first met him and he said he would come, I thought, well, he said, let's leave it till after the Christmas at that time. And my part and worst in my life was, I will not see that now. But I'll give him his due. He came, we invited him for the day, told him we made it a Monday or a Thursday, Monday or a Wednesday or a Thursday, we'd bring him in here and on, he could sample what we do in here. And he came and he stayed for 2 hours, 2.5 hours. And where I've got to be honest is, I picked certain people to come. They were all in need, desperate need, but they weren't frightened to speak. They hadn't lost that ability. They were angry, and they were capable of letting their anger out. Mine. It's mine, Saturday.
Is that your black scarf with my husband's?
So they went like that, and his answer to me was, it's not right.
So David Mundell said...
David Mundell's parting words to me, and it's on the computer, I can get you the exact date and the time, and his last words to me was, this is not right, is it? And I said, well, talk's cheap, what are we going to do about it? And we're still in.
You can't do anything about it. It's the Westminster government, isn't it? And the Tories.
He's got to go with the party line.
Yeah, he's got to toe it.
David comes from a different area and he travels in here. David's been through big operations and he gives up his time to come. Everybody that comes to Loaves and Fishes gives up their time to do this. We had 2 ladies in the night travelled all the way from Kirkintilloch. People give up their time to come and do it. Nobody's getting paid. There's no profit out yet. The gain in coming to Loaves and Fishes is seeing somebody getting fed. You know, so... And that's it. David's been with us a lot of years, you know.
And when we were over at East Kilbride earlier on at the Loaves and Fishes depot, right? We were talking about your need to double the space.
Oh, but without a doubt, we're definitely understaffed.
Yeah.
Well, not understaffed, underspaced. You know, it's,
and if anybody...
We're working on 1,000 square foot.
Yeah. We live streamed earlier on. You can watch that live stream. It's on you should be able to see it wherever you're watching this live stream from, right? You should record the earlier video if you want to see it. But the space, it showed you the space. It's pretty brutal, wasn't it?
It's you're bumper to bumper, really, you know. If you've got to, somebody's got to move out the road till it's somebody else by, or you've all got to move up.
So you can't organise, right? You can't. It's
for a heat, we open the shutter.
Right.
The heating's still working, you know. And we just don't have the money to do that, because for every penny it goes out, that's a penny less we've got to buy food. Yeah. We buy a lot of food. Christmas year I spent £8,588 buying food. And bought it in Sainsbury's because they take a cheque. And other people say, oh, but that's why you could get it to. Why don't you give people makers' names? Well, so wonderful ideas, but we're totally dependent on people's goodwill. So, if I can get something a bit cheaper, I've got to take the cheaper one. So, because I'm buying more of it. And we use Sainsbury's quite simply because we used Sainsbury's way back when we went out in the street and we started getting them out tins in the street. Because Sainsbury's wasn't a place that they go to shop. So we're not saying to them, here, that's that. That's out the cheapest. We're getting them a shop out, it's people look at it as, well, that's Sainsbury's. I mean, it doesn't really make any difference to you personally. It makes a difference to them. It's not about making them feel lower down or whatever. And they're entitled to the best. Why are they not entitled to the best? Because they've not got it, does that mean to say that they take? People run it, oh, good enough for them. It's lucky they're getting when they've no. I'm sorry, I can't go with that comment.
Yeah.
How do you live, when somebody's no got, how do you help them to feel better? By giving them good. Try and give them the same as you do, eh? You know, and I say this all the time, I don't live off of things. I can't give them what I do, but try hard. Try to give them a butcher meat parcel. Give them the money to go and buy butcher meat. And I know the butcher very well, he's very kind to us. And he says to us, there's one lady comes in and she's got a big family. I think it's 6 she's got. And she goes in, she says, just give me it on mince, please. Because out of that mince, I can make a lot of different meals with that mince. I can make all sorts of stuff, and it feeds everybody. And that's what it does. You know, so he normally gives her a wee bit extra, you know. So it's where we are, and what is it? The saddest thing is 2010 started food banks when they cut the benefits. We didn't check up if you want to check up, you think I'm telling a lie. We had people homeless. They were homeless. We did not have food banks.
It's become normalised,
well,
sadly.
Well, I say this is where poor people go to do their shopping. But see, they can't do their shopping, they come in, they can only get what they're given. Because people say, you don't let them pick what they want. Well, if you left them to pick, see the end person, they're going to get a load of rubbish. Because everybody's going to take the best that they think's the best out of the tins. So everybody gets the same. And we try to have stuff that everybody can eat, you know. And if we've got vegetarians, we try to have stuff there that vegetarians can eat, you know, and that type of thing. And that's all we can do. We're trying to do the best we can. We're all voluntary, we're all giving up our time. It's been a long day for me today.
So I
want to get home, you know.
Dennis, what time you picked me up at 10:30?
I picked you up at 10:30. I'd already been at the unit and I'd already been at the Coop.
And then, you know,
then I took you back home. I dropped you at 4 o'clock. Yeah. Back home to Easkell Braid and back in here for 5:30.
Totally
I've no stopped, you know. And that's life, I don't mind, but I maybe pay the penalty for that the more I maybe not get out, you know. Because I can feel my life's gone to now, but that's just the way it is, eh?
I've got a question for you, right? What would you like to see happen to Loaves and Fishes?
Close. No, because we don't want to do it, because we're not needed. I'd love to see this government, and I'd love to see all the other politicians, all the parties standing up and saying, we want this changed, we want this removed, we want the decency brought back into people's life. We want to give them the benefits back. Benefits, and I say this again, benefits are based in the national poverty line. When did the national poverty line change? The government changed how much you're going to get. They didn't change the poverty line. And the poverty in this country for a so-called educated country, with all the amenities, we talk about being wrong, the 12th largest in the world, 12th richest. We make policies with other countries and we can't feed our own people. Where are we?
Shocking.
Where are we? You know, I wonder how many MPs would be MPs if part of their training was to spend a year living off your food bank, no having anything, having to go and sign on and be treated the exact same way as the people that comes to us, no saying, oh, I'm doing this because I'm going to be an MP, just I'm doing this because I've no got it, and see how people go to live. You hear them on it, or they've slept rough for a week. MD can live rough for a week. When you know you're getting back to what you've got, you can make yourself do that for a day. But when you wake up every morning and this is all you've got to look forward to, it's a different ball, yeah.
Go ahead, Matt. It made me cringe a bit when I heard that you were sleeping out for a week.
The Rachel Braid had done it, you know, and the tables laid up with coffee machine, with hot water for coffee. That's not sleeping rough. Sleeping rough is finding a bit of cardboard and a wee corner and crawling into it, eh? No getting up when you feel like yourself, a hot cup of coffee, eat myself up. And no having the best of sleeping bags.
I think one of the nicest acts of kindness to myself when I was homeless in London, and this homeless person let me sleep in his cardboard box next to him.
Does he sit?
That was such a kind act.
I remember years ago when we were on the street, because you give out blankets, and they were all gone, and this man and woman came up to us, and she was pregnant, and they were sleeping rough. They were sleeping running the Gorbals in one of the multi-storey flats bin sheds, and other stuff had been flung into the bin. So they came up and we didn't have anything left, no blankets left. And Billy Johnson at that time, Billy was the chairman at that time, and Billy was there and spoke to a couple of lads and says, look lads, I gave you 4 blankets and that, think you could maybe give us one because this couple's no good. What happened? What do you think happened? They gave them everything they had, and then they went round everybody else and got all the sleeping bags and gave it to the couple, and they done with it because she was pregnant. Now look at that compassion coming from somebody who's got nothing, and giving something to help them to sleep, make their night a wee bit easier, because every one of them was sleeping rough, and they gave it to that woman because she was pregnant. But we've got people sitting there and, oh no, that's your own fault for being like that. It's your own fault because something happened in your life that you can't cope with. You know, it's amazing who turns up at food banks, you know. I mean, a lot of very rich people ended up coming to us because something happened in their life and they couldn't cope.
Yeah, we're just a paycheck away from, going to food banks.
Maybe not even a paycheck.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe somebody in the house taking serious cell and you can't cope.
Yeah.
People have ended up having to go because they take up the job because their wife or their husband took ill and they had to stop working.
Dennis, I'm going to tell you, right, you absolutely need to get home. You've been on your feet all day.
That's where my head, and I've got to get a gaffer up the road.
We're going to say goodbye, but listen, we will do more stuff in the very near future. We've got ideas, haven't we?
We have that.
We're going to see them through, aren't we?
That's it, see them through. I hope someday to come on and say to people, guess what?
We're closing.
Shut.
You're so hoping, right?
But you see, in order to do that, I need everybody that's watching this to say,
no more.
Dundas is upstairs.
Upstairs?
Dundas is downstairs. Dundas is downstairs.
Okay, Dennis is giving some directions at this moment in time. And as well as the food banks and feeding people here, you also give directions. That's for free.
Man of many hats. None fit.
Right, we're going to stop this, we're going to stop it. Okay, listen, Dennis, any final words?
I wish everybody a peaceful night. When you go home tonight, you'll be in the house. When you open the fridge and the light comes on and you make a choice of what you want for a wee snack before you go to bed. In all your major cities, there's somebody walking the street looking for a place to put their head. Have a thought for the unknown. Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis. I'll just finish this off now, folks. A little shot of Dennis. Bye.
Good night.